Corona. See to me and Julio down by the schoolyard. Me and Julio down by the schoolyard. Let the story leak. When the radical priests come get us released, we's all in a cover of Newsweek. And I'm on my way. I don't know where I'm going. I'm on my way. Better taking my time, but I don't know where. Goodbye road. See the Queen of Corona. It's Queens. Me and Julio down by the schoolyard. Down by the schoolyard. Take me and Julio down by the schoolyard. Yeah. Closing Phantom of the Opera this week. 35-year run. Man.
It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from the Amp Media Studios, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat in the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in toll free 888-994-4995, Studio A right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is pouring out there. And you know something? It's not even rainy season yet. So when rainy season comes, Florida would disappear.
I can't even imagine what Fort Lauderdale's like
Fort Lauderdale.
I can't
It's
see
going north. Hey, how you doing?
What are you doing?
Yes, it does.
Not necessarily.
Oh, absolutely. If you live in Florida, no, not negative, being practical.
No.
I predict 12 hurricanes will hit Florida this year.
Stop it. Listen, I'm going to win lotto today. Follow my lead.
I am going to develop an escape route to get out of Florida.
I got to tell you, it's one of those rainy day Mondays, but it's been a nice day at the cafe. We've had a good friend Jojo with us, Johnny Melnick in the house on pianos. That's always exciting. Check it out.
What the hell was that? What was it?
Piano.
Yeah, he's playing. I gotta ask, why are we playing piano and not the keyboard?
Forgot his foot pedal.
Really?
Yeah, I foolishly left a integral part of the equipment home.
Well, this is kind of, you play Phantom of the Opera. I just found out that after 35
Yep.
years, it's gone. They ended it yesterday, and how many shows? 4,000?
35 years at what?
35
5 days a week? You got to figure at least a show a day?
Got to do more than 5
Gotta
days
be
a
more
week.
than that.
Yeah.
7 days, you think? Some days there were 2, right? Matinees and nights. We got to look up how many shows.
Weekends,
were in
Friday and Saturday and Sunday, and Broadway, they do two.
that. Unbelievable.
So it's only fitting that he's playing the piano as a throwback
Right?
to the Phantom of the Opera. I saw the Phantom of the Opera a few times. As a matter of fact, I didn't know the star of it, but I knew the subling person, the second, what they call that? If she gets sick, she comes in.
The understudy?
Understudy.
The subling.
Whatever. I went to her wedding at the Phantom of the Opera. I can't believe they canceled. I don't believe you.
I wonder why they decided to close it after. I don't know, do you just end when you're on top? Is that what they got? Or
There's
I don't know.
There's a larger problem, I think, with Broadway right now, economically.
Still?
Yeah, I think so.
Why would anybody do anything to Broadway?
I don't think anyone did anything. I think the pandemic. I think a lot of things affected people going out, sitting in crowds.
There's got to be people going to
finances.
watch Phantom of the Opera. I mean, it was one of the best in the world.
I heard tickets last night were upwards of $4,000 a seat.
Well, that could be a problem.
That could be why maybe Broadway's
Greed.
having an economic problem.
It's all
I don't know,
greed.
but how much are Super Bowl tickets? Put it in perspective.
That's one game.
That was one show.
$10,000 to go to one game. But
One show.
The Phantom last night was 4,000. I thought you said it was 4,000. Yeah. I
No,
can see
last
that.
night.
I can see it. I would have paid 5,000.
But think about it. People spend that for a Super Bowl. More than that, $10,000
Yeah, but you're never
a
going to
ticket.
do another Super Bowl again. I mean, if you got it.
There's still nothing like Broadway, I have to tell you. No matter what it is, there is nothing like a live show.
So now the
The music,
Phantom.
the orchestra, put everything about it, even the smell of the old theaters, right? All of it.
So the Phantom disappears. Does something go in?
I'm sure. I don't know what's coming next, but we'll see.
Wow. How would you like to be the next show after the Phantom?
In that
its
theater?
35 years.
Can you imagine the life in that theater? You talk about energies, what that theater has
I
seen.
would never do it. If I was to put a play in there, a playwright, I would say, nah, give me another theater.
Why? I would think it would be, you don't think it would hold success
Are
in
you
the
kidding?
theater?
Everybody's going to say, oh, you suck.
No.
You're not like the Phantom?
Why are you negative today? What's wrong with you? As Katie, we're going, where's that buzzer? Thank you, Karen. Royce has her own buzzer, I think.
There's
She's
like
cute.
buzzers everywhere.
Buzzers everywhere. Anyway, happy Monday, everyone. We're keeping our cheers up because we've got JoJo from Cheers on the Beach in studio today from Melbourne Beach. You might be swimming back home.
I
We're
think so.
taking that rowboat.
I think it stopped.
Apparently, some of the kids, they were down in Fort Lauderdale at FAU last week, and they took the canoes from the engineering school. And you could see them rowing down Federal Highway. Unbelievable. They might be doing it again today.
They did not do that.
There's video on our WhatsApp.
Did you see the videos?
Did you see it? Mayor was in a canoe.
I didn't see that. Did you see the videos where people says I went to work and the car dealership is on the water? That's all fake, right?
Some of that was, but Mayor was really in a
Shopping.
canoe.
A lady was shopping and she kept bending over to pick stuff on the bottom of the shelf underwater.
Yeah, that was a
wasn't
filter,
real.
I think they did.
That wasn't real, was it?
That was a filter. But we've got a great show lined up for you today. We've got Osteo Strong in the house. Bert is joining us. Burton, I should say, friend of JoJo's, who recently bought Osteo Strong right here on Palmetto and Powerline. It's a great concept. It's an amazing opportunity to increase your bone density without having to work really hard. So you would love it.
You know, I'm going to tell you something. Before we start, I'm going to put a disclaimer, because if I hear you say what you said before in the pre-op meeting, Freddie doesn't, I'm going to tell you something. You don't know what Freddie
No, I
does.
said Freddie.
No,
Do you work
yeah,
out?
you don't have to repeat it. You don't have to repeat it. I'm going to tell you something. You don't know what Freddie does. You don't know if he works out. He doesn't work. It ain't for you to tell the story of me to the public.
But the nice thing about Osteo Strong
Don't
is
change the subject.
you don't have to work out. You can go through the system
Yeah,
in about
but don't
10,
use
15
me
minutes.
as an example. Freddie doesn't work
Dawn, you
out.
want me
This
to
is
throw
perfect
something
for
in
him. Did you hear what she said? Everybody heard what she said. The guy across the street making the sandwich heard what you said. Don't be using me that way.
We're going to talk about Osteo
No.
Strong. It's a great
That's
concept.
right. But don't say Freddie never works out. This is big, great for him. No,
He
don't
did
say
all his
that.
mulching yesterday, so.
He did his
he worked
mulching
out,
yesterday,
right?
yeah.
I did mulching all weekend long. Thank you very
How you
much.
feeling?
I feel good.
Good.
I think I'm going to do it again today. The problem with mulching is when it rains,
It gets wet.
it gets heavy.
Yes.
Did you know that, Mr. Melnick?
What's that?
When
Bags get heavy in
when
mulch when it
your
rains.
mulch is wet, it's heavier.
I've heard that.
You heard that.
He doesn't do it, though.
Tell Dawn what you told me about exercising.
Well, I have specific rules about exercising. If you have to make a face to lift something, immediately put it down.
My mother says it'll kill you. She goes, exercise will kill you.
And I want to get into Karen. Do you exercise a lot, Karen?
I do. I like to do cardio.
Yeah, you do cardio while you run to the grocery store and you come back?
Yeah. No, I go to the gym. I like to use a treadmill.
I'm just getting
and
a
the
synopsis of,
stairs.
because Freddie, I heard Freddie, my ears are still ringing.
That Freddie doesn't work out?
And JoJo, do you work out constantly? You go to the gym at 5 in the morning?
I do.
And what do you work on?
Everything. I go on the treadmill. They have
5 days a
free
week?
weights. Not 5 days a week.
This
Not
is
that-
the
I'm not
one.
that dedicated to anything.
This
5
is
days a
the
week.
this is the one that fell on crack and cracked her head open.
I know.
And then she went to a wedding. She did a step and cracked her
That was
ankle
at
open.
the wedding in Pennsylvania. When I broke my leg. I went to the wedding in a wheelchair.
Yeah. So this is the one who works out and is always constantly.
Yeah, but there's a couple other things they have there. They have like the red light therapy where you can go in the booth, which I love that. And they
I'm
have
just
the
no.
hydro beds.
I'm
Chevrolet
just
and the
trying to
hydro
get a
bed.
synopsis because she used. Freddie never works out. This is perfect for. I don't see too much
Burton,
stuff
help me out
happen.
here.
Well, it's actually, it's not a gym, so
Thank you.
you're not
Putting the right concept
you're
there.
not putting the right concept down.
I know, but it's the wrong concept because she used my name. But we're gonna get to all of that because I heard you from across the room.
He's not gonna let
Not
that go.
cool.
Well, check your inbox, everyone. We sent out our monthly newsletter for the Brooklyn Cafe Show and Amp Media Productions. And yes, you can host your very own podcast or video cast right here from our studio. We had someone join us today who must have seen the newsletter go out because he was here bright and early this morning. So all we can say is we have an opportunity for you as well. Let's take a quick commercial
You
break.
see who's in that studio?
I do.
Abundance. I love that
Gratitude.
shirt.
Vismaya Rubin is in the
I
house.
love that shirt, is my. Yeah.
When we come back, more music with Johnny Melnick. So stay tuned, get cozy because it is wet outside, and we'll be right back.
Known for his Art Deco Cubist style and compositions with dancing saturated color, Ken Bieberman has lived and breathed art his whole life. From the early 80s, he's influenced the Art Deco district of Miami Beach. Featured in numerous restoration projects, hotels, galleries, and clubs, Bieberman creates for everyday folks and celebrity clientele. He's also the proprietor of Art Repro, a giclée and scanning company in Pompano Beach. When it comes to scanning high resolution, size is not an issue. Professionally scanning art up to 10 feet and 64 inches in width, Art Repro utilizes state-of-the-art equipment. On quality canvas or paper, archival ink and printing mediums are put to use. Art Repro ensures colors are true and every nuance of the art is captured, including the canvas weave. Perfection is the priority. Contact artist Ken Bieberman today at 954-547-0095 or visit his website www.artrepro.net.
Being a successful woman in business means having the courage to own who you are. We understand the challenges faced by women, and we are here to help. Our team is here to develop the best strategy designed just for you. Your path is unique, and with the right tools, you can accomplish your dream. From radio to TV, from podcasting to magazines, we create the visibility to amplify your impact in business. At New Dawn Media, we are here to help bring your message forward and help your business flourish. It is time for your message to be seen and your voice to be heard. Contact us at 866-224-5422 or brooklyncafe.tv. Your voice can make a difference.
Le Sorel Restaurant, home of the authentic Italian tradition, offers a large menu that consists of seafood, steak, homemade pasta, brick oven pizza, and homemade desserts including a wide wine selection. We also have the best bar in Boca Raton with delicious cocktails, homemade limoncello, cappuccino, Italian espresso, brandy, and other specialties, open every day with a lunch and dinner menu. For more information or to make a reservation, contact lesorelrestaurant.com or call 561-235-5301.
There is no way to ignore it. You hear it on the news, online, from your friends and family. What happened to my money? Whether it got hit by falling stocks and bonds, with the coronavirus, shrunk by a floundering 401k with low interest rates, and is riding the extreme ups and downs of the stock market with political elections. Many Americans are worried about their money and how they're going to retire. Help protect your financial future now and call J.D. Melberg for your complimentary book from a leading financial firm that shows you ways not to run out of money whether the market goes up or down. This free book reveals little-known truths about annuity strategies in simple-to-understand terms that can protect your money for a lifetime. As a bonus, we'll also throw in a free annuity rate report summarizing the rates and benefits of annuities from hundreds of top-rated insurers, helping you to find ways to get up to 33% more income in retirement. That's right. 2 books, both absolutely free, for calling J.D. Melberg. Help protect your financial future.
Call 877-643-3015.
Are you compromising your medical care for doctors out of your network? Are you tired of dealing with referrals to see a specialist? Are you aware that you can save up to $155 a month on your Medicare premiums? You need an all-in-one benefits company that can help with all of your Medicare plan needs. Call today, All-in-One Benefits Group at 954-614-5488. We're here to find an all-in-one plan for you. 954-614-5488. Call today for open enrollment.
Do you have an idea for a show or a podcast? Do you want the opportunity to be on TV? Ant Media Productions is partnered with True Oldies Real Radio Station and powered by many online platforms such as Roku, Facebook, YouTube, and even Amazon Fire to help amplify your impact. Do you want your voice to reach a wide audience? Call us today at 866-224-5422.
South Florida's Good Time Oldies. Now, Boca and Delray Beach have their own oldie station. Catch us on 95.3 FM. It's the greatest rock and roll hits of the 60s and 70s. On South Florida's Good Time Oldies, 95.3 FM.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
Sitting here showers may come your way. They bring the flowers that bloom in May. So if it's raining, have no regrets, because it isn't raining rain. You know it's raining violets. And when you see clouds high on the hill, you really see clouds of daffodils. So keep on looking for that bluebird, listening for its song. Whenever April showers come along, get the rowboat ready. When April showers they come your way, they bring the flowers that bloom in May. So if it's raining, have no regrets, because it isn't raining rain. You know it's raining violets. And when you see clouds high on the hill, you really see clouds of daffodils. So keep on looking for that bluebird, listening for its song. Whenever April showers come along.
Isn't it amazing how this guy can make even rain seem like fun?
Right? Just makes you feel good.
It makes you feel good. How you like my
Living
shirt?
in gratitude today.
I like my shirt.
I love your shirt. I got a pink one. I love this. It's Maya Rubin in the house on our Grateful Monday and Abundance Monday. Susan says, perfect way to start the week. Love hearing you play my special friend. That's from Susan with a Z. Krieger. Johnny, she's your friend.
Yeah, Susan Krieger.
Yes.
Yeah, certainly. High school buddy.
Wow. Very nice. So she's listening. She is listening in. So Susan, welcome to the show on this rainy day Monday. Who had to say rainy day Mondays always get me down? Not here.
That's that. That's
go
rain.
up.
That's raindrops.
No, that was raindrops keep falling on my head.
Yeah.
Everyone's gonna sing it now. We've got Jojo in the house. Jojo, I know.
See? Johnny Melnick. He just starts taking it off. I sang that song in junior high school when I graduated.
Did you?
And I still to today don't understand why they did that.
I was gonna say that's not.
Because they say that, you know, even though new things are going to happen to you in your future, going to high school and stuff, sometimes it becomes a little bit difficult, and you just got to keep going.
You got to keep going.
So it's like a positive reinforcement, I guess.
We actually have one of our new producers, she's graduating, and she said she is a high school pandemic graduate. Hard to believe we've gone through this for so long, that the kids who graduated during the pandemic are now graduating from college. So she says she's never walked across the stage before. So this is a whole new milestone. You think about timing, this is how long we've been going through this nonsense.
So you have COVID graduates and they never walk.
Yeah.
And so after COVID, what do you call those? Post-COVID, they run.
All right, we have to talk to Jojo and Burton, so Johnny's going to give him a little bit of a break, because I know Jojo's got to swim her way back up to Melbourne Beach.
I guess.
We're excited because my understanding is we're going to be putting a production studio up in Melbourne at Cheers at the Beach.
That's correct. Right on the stage.
So amazing. We've been talking about this, oh my gosh, for a long time. One way or another, we're going to get you here.
But she didn't own it at the time that we talked about it.
No.
She was a manager.
And that was one of my concerns, because the previous owner, even though we were good friends, he'd say, take it all down. You're not doing it anymore. So I didn't want to get involved in that, but now I can.
So what do? You buy it, right?
Yeah, you buy it. That's how you fix
Well,
it.
you don't like what you don't like your boss is going to say, just buy the business, and then you're good to go.
And I'll be able to showcase a lot of the entertainers that come in, so There's a lot of different things we could do. So
We
you
had a
guys
lot of
gonna come
things.
up,
Yeah.
see what I need, make sure I'm putting it in the right place, and we'll go from there.
Apparently, Johnny Melnick is coming up with us.
Why
He's
not?
gonna sing some Paul Simon.
I'd love it. Only Paul Simon, you're gonna limit him?
He's doing a
Well,
Paul
that's what he
Simon
said he's gonna
tribute.
do. He's gonna do a tribute to Paul Simon.
Nice.
Paul
He's doing
Simon
that
tribute
once.
deal. That's kind of cool if you think about it.
It's anything Johnny does is cool because he's got such a distinctive voice and tone. It's always amazing when Johnny's in the house. You brought a guest with you. We met Burton quite a few years ago up at our other studio.
That'd be 4 or 5 years ago, right?
And we were talking about insurance back then, and you have a whole new take on Medicare insurance now.
Yes, I do actually. So since we've last talked, I've actually opened a life and health
Hold that
insurance.
mic a little higher.
Since we've last talked, I actually opened a life and health insurance agency, and I have other agents working with me on it. So we're actually touring Palm Beach County doing educational Medicare events at the local libraries. Our next one's actually going to be Wednesday, April 19th at the Palm Beach County Glades Road Branch Library, which backs right into the open house event I have on the next night for the latest business that I'm involved in. Like you said, just go ahead and just buy a business. So that's what I did.
Why not?
And that's also going to be, that's April 20th from 4 to 8. It's an open house. So if you want to learn about OsteoStrong, we can definitely have you there.
Now, what bridged this gap for you? There was a reason that you
Yeah.
bought OsteoStrong.
Yes, there was. So as I started talking with people about their Medicare and getting them help with the Medicare insurance part, because that's what Medicare is. It's insurance. It's not necessarily wellness or how you're going to improve on your health per se. It's really so how you can go see a doctor and have it paid for or a portion of it paid for. And so when I was talking with these clients of mine as they were coming in, first they were confused as heck about Medicare, and the ads are misleading and people don't understand them to begin with. That's why we were trying to educate people about it first. But when I sit down with them and they go over their medication list with me, they go over their ailments with me, I connected the dots and I said, you know, how can I help them improve on their health, not just get them insured or a plan that's going to work for them? And that's where I found this particular franchise was a great tie-in to be able to explain to people that, yeah, you don't have to suffer from certain things all the time. Maybe there are ways for you to use, in this case, strengthen your skeletal system so where you may not break a bone if you fall. And we know that as you age, your bones just tend to start to kind of almost melt away a little bit. And that's why these medications are being prescribed for osteoporosis, osteopenia.
Well, here's the interesting thing.
Well, I had a question for you.
Yeah.
Because this is the senior capital of the world. And I was going to ask him, when people are walking over or they're leaning over or they're hunched over, all of this has to do with osteoporosis, correct? I mean,
certainly.
And they didn't do anything to prepare better to get in there.
But here's the interesting thing. There's so many medications that are routinely prescribed as you get older. Blood pressure medication, heart medication, and all these things deplete magnesium and potassium from your
Statins.
bones. Right,
That's a
statins,
big one.
Mhm.
for sure. And you know your bone density is going to decrease just by the sheer nature of one of the side effects of these statins.
And statins it depletes.
Your bone density because it takes away calcium, and it's depleting your body of certain important things for
Because
your bone density.
because they use that stuff like it's going out of water now. Everybody would.
No, I can
cholesterol.
definitely attest to that. As I'm talking with people and getting them on Part D drug plans, I could say that 80% of people that are on any medications are on a statin. I mean, that's for sure.
Statin.
Mm-hmm.
And
But
they
what
keep
you
changing the
offered-
scale of what's high.
Right.
Right. So we can't change what the doctors are prescribing because we are a culture of let's take a pill and maybe we'll get better. And then take another pill because we got sick from the first pill. But that's our society, right? You got everyone do what you have to do. But what you have now offers something beneficial. Now, if you've got low bone density, they give you calcitonin and they give you the spray. They give you Tums with calcium, all these things to build up bone density,
Mm-hmm.
which is great too. But what you have at Osteo is amazing because I got to go through the system. It's like 10 or 15 minutes. Can you talk about how it works? It's not like lifting weights. You're not doing like 10 sets,
Right.
of reps, of 20 reps, and you go through it. You're not breaking a sweat. But it's a different function.
Yeah, so I just came from the center. It's over in Palmetto and Powerline Road, 7050 West Palmetto Park Road. I went through my weekly session in the clothes I'm wearing right now. I did not bring a gym bag or anything. It took me 10 minutes to go right through it. It's 4 pieces of equipment where you're pushing on something, you're pulling on something, and while you're already there, you can get involved with some of the extra things that we do, like red light therapy, and we have a new PEMF mat that's in there that's really, really neat as far as regenerating your cells. But those are kind of an aside. The main equipment, like you're talking about, is called Spectrum. And when you're pushing on this equipment, you only need to stimulate the bones once per week to regenerate and to strengthen them. So it's not like you have to go every single day, because they say, you know, if you're going to go to the gym, you got to keep going. You can't just show up once and be done. At least it's a weekly thing, not a daily
Well, and then
thing.
I got a great question for you. So if I
Yes.
spent the whole weekend picking up 30 pounds of mulch,
Mm-hmm.
fit 30 bags all
Yes.
weekend, is that similar to pushing and pulling and probing?
They say that if you get out and walk, that it's going to help improve and strengthen your bones. But what the proof of the research that's behind the equipment and the inventor that invented the equipment says is that, based on this research, you have to stimulate the bone with 4.2 multiples of your body weight. So if I weigh 200 pounds, I need to be pushing almost basically 900 pounds
At one
in order
time,
to actually
or
stimulate the body.
At one time?
To lay it down in the bone. So basically what you're saying is that you're picking up 30 pounds multiple times, but you're not I didn't see you picking up an 800-pound boulder and walking across.
Well, I couldn't pick up an 800-pound boulder if I wanted to.
Exactly. So that's what this equipment does, is it makes, it's like a controlled crash where it's a safe environment where you can safely push on that equipment. And you'd be quite surprised. Like, I think I pushed 1,400 pounds on my legs this morning.
Really?
Yes. So meanwhile, the bone is bending, but your body is not going to let it break in the process of it. And so what's happening is that your brain says, wow, that was a stimulus. I'm stimulating something. Something's happening. Like when you work out and you lift a weight, you're stimulating the muscle that it knows it has to get bigger and grow. So you're doing the same thing with the skeletal system. And so when you do the equipment, it bends the bone just enough so that your brain goes, yes, okay, I need to build and strengthen these bones. And then it looks in your body for the D, for the K, for the calcium. And if it's depleted, then yes, you need to also build those things up as well. But we have all sorts of supplements that we're also bringing into the center, which is one of the new things I'm bringing in too, is some supplements to be able to synergize with your body to make sure that you have the adequate building blocks on top of the fact that you're also stimulating the bones.
It's a great concept, and it really goes one-on-one with what you've offered for your Medicare insurance, because you see what people are doing
Exactly.
on their medications. You see they're not going to the gym. COVID really wreaked havoc on a lot of people. Silver Sneakers was a great opportunity to get seniors into the gym, but that just gave movement. It didn't give the bone density building. And they say for women especially, we lose so much calcium as we age in our bone density. You need those weight-bearing exercises.
Right, right.
We're certainly not going to be pushing 600 pounds of weight.
No.
I don't know, maybe Miss Maya does, but. I use my 8-10 pounds, and that's like, I'm like doing my shoulder presses, and that's about all I got.
Yeah, but you got to lift it all at once.
That's what their machine does, though.
That's what the machine does. You can't lift that.
No, you can't.
If you wanted to. I mean, what do you weigh, 40 pounds or 120 pounds maybe?
You get this, they've got great, yeah.
So, yeah, and the other thing, too, you mentioned balance and posture. There is a lot of research that shows you can strengthen your bones. You have balance and better balance and posture. People curled over. Maybe it's not osteoporosis, but it will definitely improve everybody's quality of life. If you have bones, then this is a franchise, and this is a location place you should take a look at. Because
we all have bones.
Yes, we all do. Yes, and JoJo, she is definitely going to have to come.
But if you go on, when you go for your annual JoJo, do you ever do a bone density?
No, I've never done one ever.
Miss Maya, have you ever done one? She went the other room. I think I've done one.
She didn't want you to ask that question, so she left.
I don't know I think I've done one.
You did one when we were at
Heather's, at Dexafit. But when when we go for our annual exams, because insurance is so crazy, they give you like one bone density, I guess, unless wherever you went. She said, oh, your last one was in 2019. Okay. It's not as if they're going to say, oh, we should do another one. It's this is where you were 2019. Does it get better? Does it get worse? But with your program, what you're offering, the option to get better without medication.
Yeah. And people they think they're taking a calcium pill is enough to replenish calcium in the body. I don't think that it works that way. That sounds too simple to me.
No, the body is its own microbiome. I learned in elementary school the total wrong deal about how your body picks up nutrients. Like they said it's a conveyor belt and your body takes what it needs, which is totally false. It's totally false. Like there's bacteria and viruses and mitochondria and all sorts of other things that are in your body that you may not have, or you may have less of or more of, or overgrowth or undergrowth of fungus and things like that too, that if you don't have the right, not just nutrient, but just if you don't have the right being able to digest the nutrient, you're not going to be able to get it. And calcium, it's actually been shown to be harmful to overdose on calcium because it's literally a mineral that you can take up off the ground. So, it's also been shown that vitamin D3 and K2 is an extremely important vitamin to be able to strengthen bones as well, but you still need to stimulate them. If you do something that will strengthen them, then your body will go and look for these things in that it's available to them to do that.
And I like that you have the supplements also.
Yes, well, we're bringing them in right now, actually. They haven't had them yet. So that was one of the things that I pulled as the new owner, to make sure that we have multiple ways of being able to, balance this out, right?
You're going to bring some of that good coffee that you give me?
Oh, yeah?
Feel good coffee? Whatever it's.
Oh, well, that's
the
just...
keto coffee, or whatever it is you give me. I love it.
I drink a bulletproof coffee every morning.
Is that with the butter?
That's with the butter and the MCT oil. But that's, we don't have any of those at the center as of right now. But
Leslie.
That sounds familiar, yeah.
It's
Feel
actually
good
very
coffee.
good. But be careful the first time you try it.
How do people find the center, and can they go in for a free evaluation? How does it work?
Yeah, so we love giving out complimentary first-time sessions to people so they can try it out and see if it's right for them. So you can certainly call the center. You can call 561-210-3210, and you can schedule a complimentary session. If you're in the area Thursday between 4 and 8 p.m., April 20th, we're doing an open house where you can meet me personally. You can meet our coaches and our session coaches, and we're running 5 or 6 people at a time through the equipment so they can try it and see what it's like.
Maybe they can mention the show so they know, where they came from.
The show?
The show, yeah.
Absolutely. For more
Yeah,
information,
for sure.
you can contact them. Mention that you heard it right here in the Brooklyn Cafe. Maybe he'll get you, I don't know, a bulletproof coffee or something.
Well, we are going to be serving beer and wine, so we'll definitely serve you something if you would like.
And I heard that Medicare open enrollment has been extended through July. Is that what you work with? Or you don't work with Medicare, you work with straight insurance?
Well, no, we do Medicare supplements and Medicare Advantage plans. We help educate people on knowing what the differences are between the two, so they can help, and we can help them, lead them to make the informed decision for them, and partner with them for basically the rest of their life to select the right plan for them. And if things change, if there's one thing that's certain in life, it's change. It's your life. There's something that's going to change. So we are their advocate. We're there. They have a question. Their friend says that there's this great thing going on and they need to find out about. We're able to give them the source of information, because there's so much misinformation, because it's a commission-based system. So you call a hotline, you're not getting advice. You're getting a sales pitch why your plan isn't as good as the plan they're offering. And then your neighbor calls that has the plan that you just got, and then they recommend the plan that you were just on, because if they don't sell you something, then they don't make money. So we just advocate for the client, and we want to build a relationship long term. This is going to be the insurance for the rest of your life if you're going on to Medicare. So you want to make sure you're doing it the right way and with the right people, not just a transaction, which is the way that insurance unfortunately is.
So we had a Medicare Advantage show. What was January, February, March? They were on the radio talking about the different options and getting rid of some of the misnomers of some Advantage plans had some not so positive connotations, but they're changing, and some of the benefits. Some plans were offering free food
Right.
certificates. Some were offering some other things to get you in, and you have to really stop and take a look at your D. You have to look at your medication. You have to look at if your physicians are on this plan. If they're not, then you can maybe want to switch to a different plan.
Right. Yeah. So, and
You
we're
offer all those options as well?
we offer all of the options available. We're an independent agency, so we offer all of the major carriers, and we tell you what the differences are between whether you want to keep original Medicare and supplement it, or whether you want to replace it with an Advantage plan. You know, there's all sorts of extra benefits that they say about these Advantage plans, but what are you giving up? And that's what we try to explain to people as we go through their situation to see what's right for them.
What's the difference between osteoporosis and osteopenia?
Well, osteopenia is the onset of osteoporosis. So if you have osteopenia, it means that you definitely need to consider making some serious changes so that you don't get osteoporosis. So that's the difference between the two.
And what you have is kind of the perfect thing to work with that.
Yes.
You're building the bone density now before you have the osteoporosis.
Yes, I mean, like I said, if you have bones, this is a place that you should check out.
If you have bones, check it out.
Well, you could be like JoJo and you walk around with no bones.
Well, she's been breaking them over
I've been
here.
breaking over the years.
So
That's why we got to check your
we
bone
need,
density.
yeah,
I should do that.
we need to get you into the
I may
center.
have done that, but if I did, it was years ago.
Got to check into that. All right, we're going to take a commercial break. Are you singing when we come back? You have time?
Me?
You?
No. Not today.
What happened?
I told him I'm not going to do it today, but I promise I'll do it next time I come down.
All right, more to come when we come back. We've got Johnny Melnick in the house.
OsteoStrong?
Strong on Palmetto and Powerline in Central Boca. Check it out. I went. It's amazing. It's easy. You're going to be like, this is all I got to do. I'm telling you, if you don't like to sweat and you just want to build up bone density, check this out. And now you've got supplements. It's a great bridge.
You may sweat.
You may? You might.
I had to buy a center to do a session, so I had the most expensive session ever. And let me tell you, I was sweating after that first one.
And JoJo has to buy a restaurant to get a studio, so
That's right.
it seems to be you got to do what you got to do. When we come back, you guys, it's Maya Rubin. We're talking about living in gratitude, being grateful on this Grateful Monday. We're always grateful when Johnny Melnick is in the house, and all of you are watching. So more to come, and Frank Ruffolo is going to be in tomorrow. Frank, I finished it. I feel like I've summoned all my guardians all weekend long. Playing Lotto, baby. All right, more to come. We'll be right back.
Born in Marseille, France, Max Lazega creates whimsical and free-flowing interpretive art. His 40 years in the construction industry created the foundation for his craft. His unique work displays his view of the future with bold and playful combinations of materials and processes, but the methodology remains consistent. He fuses recycled materials and discarded building supplies into a fresh, well-executed approach. Lazega has lived in Miami, Florida most of his life, where he pursues his lifelong passion of creating industrial art. For more information, contact Max Lazega at artworkstudios.org or 786-326-8873.
Meet Jay Harmon, one of the many artists held in the Brooklyn Cafe Gallery. Jay specializes in various different art styles, but his medium to work with is colored pencils. His unique style comes from being self-taught and years of practice. Jay pulls his inspiration from many outlets like people, television, celebrities, and many more. With multiple original pieces, Jay's art graces the gallery with over 40-plus works for viewing and for purchase. His many years of being an artist has given him a chance to partner with the Derwent brand, giving him the opportunity to try many different work styles and further his craft. Feel free to come down and visit the studio to view his work, or if you're interested in your own Jay Harmon original, he's open to commissions on his website, coloredpencilartist.com, or catch his show, The Colored Pencil Artist, on Amp Media Productions on YouTube and Facebook. See you soon.
What would you do if you had a broken bone? You'd go to the doctor and use your insurance, right? What would you do if you had a serious problem with drugs and alcohol? Most people do nothing until it's too late. Your insurance can help you get clean and sober with the assistance of a place like the Detox and Treatment Helpline. Many times treatment is fully covered, so why not use your insurance to treat your addiction problem just like you would if you had a broken bone? And with the Family Medical Leave Act, you're allowed by law to take off time from work, and your employer doesn't need to know the reason. So there are two good reasons. You've got insurance you can use for your addiction problem, and with the Family Medical Leave Act, it's completely confidential. Call us right now and save a life.
Call 855-350-4504. That's 855-350-4504. Call 855-350-4504 now.
Want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call, because the best prices are not online. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at ridiculously low prices. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip or treat yourself to dinner. Call today and get the best price on your next flight, guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first class tickets.
Would you like to hear better for as little as 10 cents a day? Now you can with the all-new Audion hearing aids. The average hearing aid lasts about 3 years. Ours, at only $99 a pair, means you're paying as little as 10 cents a day to hear better. And to make things even better, we'll give you a 45-day money-back guarantee. Skip the doctor and get hearing aids delivered straight to your door. We've eliminated all the middlemen to offer you a factory direct price of only $99 a pair. Join over 300,000 people just like you who took advantage of our 45-day trial offer. Now you can hear better too for just 10 cents a day. Call now and order your $99 pair of Audion hearing aids with a 45-day money-back guarantee. Plus, get free 3 to 5 day shipping.
800-259-1328. 800-259-1328. 800-259-1328. That's 800-259-1328.
Artist Rosie Sherman paints her passions to share with everyone. Expressing herself through bold and vibrant colors, her suggestion and style are always in flux. Inspired by travels, nature, romance, and the human spirit, Rosie makes sure her depiction of women are strong and proud. Her landscapes illustrate the changing seasons in the diverse world that we live in. To find her artwork in the multiple medias you can purchase, visit rosiesherman.pixels.com.
Brand new shows, only on AMP2 TV. We have All-in-One Insurance, Latin Hustle con Karen, Meta Magazine Show, Pitch 2 Production, The Florida Love Show, The Sixth Borough, Meet the Experts, Reinvented Life, Lights in the Night, and The Hangout. Tune in so you don't miss these amazing new shows. Only on AMP2 TV.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
Jesus loves you more than you will know. Oh, oh, oh. God bless you, please, Mrs. Robinson. Heaven holds a place for those who pray. Hey, hey, Robinson. Jesus loves you more than you will know. Oh, oh, oh. God bless you, please, Mrs. Robinson. Heaven holds a place for those who pray. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey. Sitting on a sofa on a Sunday afternoon, going to the candidates' debates. Laugh about it, shout about it, and you've got to choose. Every way you look at this, you lose. Where have you gone, Joe DiMaggio? Our nation turns its lonely eyes to you. What's that you say, Mrs. Robinson? Jumped and Joe is left and gone away. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
I think we should have that thing where you try to get a song that you like. Where he sings it. Like, yeah.
A special request. We're also checking out my mic.
It's called a request.
We're trying to see what the buzzing is. Is it sounding any better? Should I keep talking? Keep talking because we're on a delay?
Oh, no, it sounds good.
All right. Living it's
Just
my
good. No, there's no buzzing.
this
There's no
song.
buzzing.
Maybe it was the speaker.
Maybe it was you. Maybe you're buzzing.
It's ever since I read Frank's book, I'm telling you, I'm buzzing all over the place. Johnny, what's your next gig? Where are you going to be?
I'll be at Bistro Mezzaluna on 17th Street in Fort Lauderdale. That'll be Friday night, 21st.
That's a great place.
Yeah, love it. It's got the best piano in town, to tell you the truth.
And how was Friday night with Janetta?
You know what? I didn't do Friday night because of the rain.
Ah.
The rain.
That's right.
Oh, there you go. I didn't turn that off. But the rain, I had 2 gigs canceled on Friday night because
Really?
of the rain. I was supposed to play at the Fort Lauderdale Country Club and also 33rd Street Wine Bar, a great place to go if you're hanging on the beach down in Fort Lauderdale.
Oh, it's an outdoor venue?
No, it's inside. It's a wine bar, 33rd Street Wine Bar.
But they canceled it because of the rain?
And, yeah.
Wow. Oh, because of all the flooding down in Fort Lauderdale.
Everything got upset.
Everything got flooded. Yeah, it was a mess down there last week.
The wine bar is on the water.
Well, it's on the beach. It's on A1A.
Why don't you just give people flippers and scuba? I mean, it's on the beach.
Probably some people there. People don't quit easily, you know, when they're drinking and that. So.
I mean, it's on the beach. I'm all sorts of stuff happening.
You're all over the place there. All right, you got one more for us, and we're going to talk about gratitude.
We have to have a request.
Well, here we go. I'm going to do my song about well, Paul Simon wrote this. I was talking to Freddie about
Let's do
Paul
it.
Simon. We're going to be putting together a Paul Simon tribute band. Nobody's doing it, and I love it. It's music. And we'll just play a little bit of this next song, Story of My Life.
Oh.
Yeah. Met my old lover on the street last night. She seemed so glad to see me, I just smiled. Talked about the old times and we drank ourselves some beers. Still crazy after all these years. Now still crazy after all these years. I'm not the kind of man who likes to socialize. I tend to lead on old familiar ways. I ain't no fool for love songs that come whispering in my ear. crazy after all these years. No, still crazy after all these years. 4 in the morning, crapped out, yawning, longing my life away. I never worry, why should I? It's all gonna fade. It's all gonna fade away. Now I sit by the window and I watch the cars. I fear I'll do some damage one fine day. But I would not be convicted by a jury of my peers. Still crazy after all these years. No, still crazy. I'm still crazy. Still crazy after all these years.
Johnny
Simon?
Melnick. I love Paul Simon. Johnny Melnick doing Paul Simon. I gotta tell you, it's one of my favorites.
Paul Simon is? Really? Who's your favorite?
Me too, buddy. Great songwriter.
Great songwriter.
You have a favorite,
Great
Vismaya?
songwriter.
The Eagles.
Ah.
But I feel like Freddie, you say a lot of them are your favorite. not to throw you out there, but
Well, I gotta tell you, I grew up in a house where my brother had over 10,000 albums. And he listened to a lot of music. But then there's the throwbacks. There's certain favorites that he used to put on over and over again. And Harry always tried to explain music to me. I didn't know what the hell he was talking about.
Did the movie Friday Night make you think about your brother?
Yes, it did. A lot.
That's what I thought.
I worked at the Dakotas with him when John used to live there. And we were shocked when that whole thing happened. It was, my mother cried for days. It was like he was a part of the family. I didn't even know the man. But we used to work down there, and it was it was a shame because he's a man of peace that finally it looked like he was turning the hurdle on that whole thing, and somebody just came along and snuffed him out. So it was tough. That movie was tough to watch.
I thought so.
But you know,
So it was a good movie because, not that it brought back hard memories, but it pulled at your emotion. And when a movie tugs at the emotion the way it's supposed to, then it's a good movie. Then it's a success in what it's done.
Well, I'm getting old because West Side Story also tugged at my memory growing up on that stuff. I mean, some of these old classics that are out there, just, they're triggers, you know, and you think about mom and dad ain't around no more, and my brother's not around anymore, and it's tough. It's just one of those adjustments in life that I never knew I would have to make, and here it is.
Makes you look at our crew and you go, you know what, you guys got to appreciate the age that you're at, because when you become adulting, it's not so easy to adulting sometimes because too many memories. They're good memories, but little things make you think of other things.
It's funny because we were talking about time with Sylvester Stallone. He's been popping up all over the place on my phone. Sylvester, he did that show that's playing where he's the gangster in Utah or whatever.
Yep.
I've been seeing bits and pieces of that. I haven't found where to watch it. But it's
on
amazing
Apple, I wanna
how
say.
he said that you have to hold on to time because that's your biggest commodity. And you don't know that when you're their age. You only learn that as you get older and you come to the realization that time is your commodity.
If you knew then what you know now, what would be note to younger Freddie?
I probably would do what I do now earlier. I think that I took a lot of things for granted when I was younger. You know, I've always been involved in business. I was always involved in wanting families, and I was good at it, but I wasn't better at it. And now I want to teach the world, you know, I mean, they're young and learn it. Because when you learn it and you learn it well, all that other stuff that I did, which I shouldn't have done, I did it anyway. It's always going to be there. That stuff doesn't go away anywhere. Now, a lot of people in here says, oh, you're old. And they treat me like an old man with a blanket. And no.
Nobody treats you like an old man with a blanket.
Trust
Maybe
me.
Josh does.
They all do.
You don't have a blanket, Fred.
They give me a blanket and mittens.
We actually sold a blanket right out of the studio. Do you remember that?
Yeah, it was my blanket.
We had your blanket, and someone came in and wanted your blanket, and we sold it right out from under you.
They said, Grandpa, can I have your blanket?
Johnny, how about you?
What's that?
If you knew then what you know now, would you have, what would...
Yeah, well, you know, I think I made every mistake known to man along the way. And I think I've hopefully learned that was part of the education, you know. So I'm very, you know, I mean, there have been, I mean, I'm sure I could have made a lot more money in other areas in life, but nothing would have replaced the hole in my heart that if I'd stopped playing music. So that's a plus. And I'm still in it. Still kicking. I mean, I think I'm more energized now than I have been in a long, long time.
Guess you got to do what you love.
Well, do you feel that you had a lot of everything you wanted in your life? Did you get it all done? Or you still got a bucket?
Fred, 'cause
or you still got a bucket
there are
list?
experiences up the road that they might be new and I might enjoy them. I don't know.
Well, your life is like a book. You've been all over the world. You've done everything.
I've had a good ride. That's all I can say. You know.
That's all that matters.
I'm happy with that. I also, when I was young, I used to say, you know, you hate to get old and have no stories to tell. You know, some people won't have any stories to tell because they don't explore or try things. You know, take chances. That's how the stories occur. Like the time I left the keys of my car in Jamaica and I landed in Miami. Now, how do we get out of that one? Well, we learned how to hotwire a car, right, Fred?
That's right.
Diana says,
we
Freddie.
learned how to hotwire a car and drove it to New York with 2 wires instead of a key.
Everything we do is part of our path and exactly where you are meant to be.
Well, there you go. And I'm okay with that.
You're exactly where you're supposed to
Live in
be.
the present because it's a gift. That's why they call it a present.
That's what I said at my son's wedding. That's what I told. That was one of my momdoms.
That was one of your momdoms?
Mom's words of wisdom.
What about you? You have a bucket list, or you loved everything that you've done in your life?
I can't say I've loved everything I've done in my life, but it's led me to being here. I didn't work for a long time. I stayed home and raised the kids, and I wouldn't have changed that for anything. So I started a career later in life. Told you I was going to be an Uber driver. I tried to build a resume and had nothing to put on my resume. And then here you sit. There you popped up in my life. So
Yeah, but you had more. Nah, she had experiences way before me. But let me ask you, do you think that fun in your life is part of that whole experience of the things that you should have done, could have done, would have done? Or would you change that? Did you have enough fun in your life?
I think everyone's level of fun is different. No one's level of fun is like you. You're at a whole nother level of fun.
Different level.
You are just like, I can't say it. You put the fun in dysfunction.
You see, but she thinks that dysfunction is fun. I think that having fun has
Crack myself up.
but it doesn't have any barriers. You do what you do. Listen, if you walk into a place, right, and you know somebody that plays the piano, and we're on a cruise ship, and there's a piano there, I go to him and say, come here, start playing the piano, and then I start talking to the people around me. So what?
Exactly where you should go.
You're
That's the way
always
it
fun, but you
is.
teach us all to have more fun. I've certainly had more fun working with you the past 8 years than I ever had as far as day-to-day fun.
At the movie theater Friday, we have a new friend. That lady says, oh, I listen to oldies, and then these guys come on and start talking.
And I turn off the radio.
I says, how dare you? That's me.
So she's going to be coming and she says to me, we're almost the same age, give or take 12 years. Yeah, we're close.
I said to her, don't be mentioning numbers, but part of the fun is not expecting it to be fun. It's about just doing.
I think my message to my younger self would be, Even if you're not loving what you're doing, there's a reason you're going through this at the time. You don't know what it is, but at some point you're going to realize why you went through what you went through.
See, but that gives me a headache.
No, taxes, I can't explain why it aggravates me, but it is what it is.
Look, you have Miss Maya in here. She comes in. She's wearing her abundance shirt. I love that shirt.
We've got our gratitude shirts.
I'm going to tell you.
They feel so nice. This is the softest fabric. This is the most amazing fabric.
I'm glad you like the fabric. I'm talking about what's written on
Doesn't it feel so nice? It's like
the constant reminder. Can
To
you
be
imagine
grateful, yes.
if Mr. Melnick over here is on stage in front of 50,000 people and he changes into another shirt every song? It says abundance and grateful and peace and love. And the other thing
It's funny
is,
you should say that, Freddie, because
Tell
I
me.
do have a little T-shirt thing, and I'm all about, just like you are, the one word across it, and I have one for Proverbs, patience.
where's your mic?
his hand.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah. Proverbs
Yeah,
and
these are
patience.
just words, just inspiration, things like, I love that stuff.
You need a grateful shirt.
Gratitude is just one of there's a thought that gratitude is the father of all the other great thoughts.
Do you have one that says peace?
I do not.
Well, I'm going to tell you, I think that for that movie that we went to see Friday, if I had 10,000 shirts that said peace on it, I would sell out. That's what that man was all about.
John
And
Lennon.
John Lennon. And the movie was there. I sold Ranger shirts.
Is there a baby here?
It sounds like it.
No,
It's Nicole?
it's Nicole. Nicole the baby. I sold Ranger shirts when they beat the Canucks in the Stanley Cup Championships on the corner of East Tremont. I sold them for $50 a shirt when they won, and they weren't supposed to win. I sold out in less than 15 minutes, and I must have had almost close to 1,000 shirts. It was craziness, and I just get this whole feel. There's certain shirts like what he's talking about,
peace,
but they had certain shirts that had the right meaning at the right time.
When do you want to sit on the corner? You tell me, and I'll get a truck full of shirts.
I would sell it in front of the movie theater for that show. They had a DJ. You should have seen Dawn was dancing, and the DJ was taking pictures and videos. I'm like,
Here's
really?
the thing.
Really?
Everyone there is.
Tell me the thing, because everybody else was dancing. But
No
Dawn,
one
let me
was.
take your video.
No one was dancing, so I had to do the white woman goofball dance to show people like, oh, you dance better than me. It's good, so you should dance.
You remember Seinfeld? Remember when she
But if you
danced?
dance really bad and
That's
you
what Dawn
sing
was
really
doing.
bad, other people are like, oh, I can do it better than her. So then it gets everyone out
No, you
doing their
got people-
thing.
Yeah, you got people doing their thing.
Exactly.
But
So
he
then I
didn't
could
take their
stop.
video. He didn't take that picture.
That's
he
his
took
issue.
yours.
I don't know what
Come
to tell
here.
you.
Come here. We were all dying.
That I don't know what to tell you. But if you just make yourself look goofy, then everyone says, well, she's being goofy, then I can dance because I can do it better. I know. Give it away.
So the nice thing about being goofy is it's being yourself, right? That's part of this gratefulness.
Listen, you and I can't be at an event with 10 of our crew and stand around
They can.
quietly.
They did.
Who?
The crew.
Yeah, but you and I can't. That's not who we are. We walk in a room and we have to be who we are. So you got to talk to the lady who found us. You got to have fun. You got to dance goofy. You got to do the white girl dance, whatever I'm doing.
Oh, is that why you did it?
You got to do what we got to do,
That's why she did it.
right? Because you can't be quiet in a room when you and I are never quiet in a room.
You should have worn your grateful shirt.
I didn't have one until today, so now I'm grateful I have it.
Now you can wear it and do the funky dance.
All right, let's take a commercial break. When we come back, let's talk to Vismaya Rubin. You too can have a grateful shirt or an abundant shirt. Maybe we'll come up with a piece. Maybe we can do all three. Peace, love, and abundance.
Maybe you could buy 3 for the price of 4.
And then it says living in gratitude today on the bottom. All right, more to come. We're going to take a quick commercial break. Johnny Melnick, Karen, host of Latin Hustle with Karen, and Vismaya Rubin. Stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
Welcome to AMP2 TV, the first and only internet production company that's truly plugged in. When you're looking for a full-service internet radio, TV production company, discover AMP2 TV. AMP2 TV is a full-service media company that can provide all streaming videos, video studios, radio studios, and television studios. Call us today at 866-224-5422, for no business is too small to grow to be accounted. It's time for your message to be seen. Let AMP2 TV help get you there.
Stephanie Jaffe is a world-renowned artist who creates one-of-a-kind pieces. Using a keen sense of color and composition, her vibrant collages and mosaics integrate eclectic elements such as vintage keepsakes and fine china with blown glass and fired clay to create whimsical arrangements. For more information about her work, come down to the Brooklyn Cafe TV studio or go to StephanieJaffeArt.com.
Has someone in your family lost a job recently, and now you can't afford your mortgage payment? Or do you have a rental property and your tenants aren't paying you? We can come to the rescue and pay you cash for your home immediately. Yes, sell your home and get cash all over the phone without dealing with real estate agents or having to waste time showing your home to lukewarm buyers. You don't need to lose your house to foreclosure. If you have equity in your home, we'll buy your home and give you cash within days, all in a simple over-the-phone and virtual process. Call now before your situation gets worse. Sell a home you can't afford or just need anymore and get the cash you need today. Call this number now.
Call 855-348-5925. That's 855-348-5925. Again, 855-348-5925.
Tax audits, tax liens, wage garnishments.
Every day we hear stories like this about good folks who are simply struggling to pay their bills. Each of them are living a frightening IRS tax nightmare, and they are afraid it will destroy their lives.
I'm a divorced single mom, and my ex-husband left me and the kids with a lot of unpaid bills, including unpaid taxes. I was really starting to show my stress on my kids because the IRS had sent me a letter demanding a huge payment from me. I couldn't afford it. So then the IRS was threatening to garnish my wages. I'm already living paycheck to paycheck. That would have put me over the edge financially.
It truly seemed hopeless, but then a friend at work told her to call the tax relief line.
The people at the tax relief line, they told me about something called innocent spouse relief. They worked it out so that all of the taxes from my ex are not my problem. I don't know how that works, and I don't care. All I care about is that I don't owe the IRS a dime, and they are not going to take my paycheck.
Even if it seems hopeless, you should call the number on your screen right now. There is absolutely no cost for the call or the consultation. You are under no obligation. If you are worried that the IRS could garnish your wages, seize your assets, even take your home, call us right now. The Tax Relief Line is here to help you. Now you have a knowledgeable, professional team of tax experts that are ready to negotiate with the IRS and fight for you to save you money. The Tax Relief Line's professionals have successfully negotiated thousands of cases, reducing and sometimes even eliminating the tax debt for their clients. It's very easy to get started. Simply call the number on your screen right now. You don't have to live in fear anymore. The call and the consultation are free.
If you served in the Marine Corps, by now you know about the contaminated water problem at Camp Lejeune. If you were stationed or worked at Camp Lejeune from 1953 to 1987, you probably have a lot of questions. We have some answers. You could be entitled to compensation. Billions of dollars are being allocated to pay for damages to anyone stationed at Camp Lejeune during that time. Unfortunately, it appears that officials may have known the contaminated water problem existed and did little to protect their men. The Semper Fi code was not honored. If you or someone in your family has developed a serious illness, including various forms of cancer, call this Camp Lejeune legal support line right now. You can't turn back the clock and change what happened, but you can certainly call right now and learn your rights as a Marine. Here's the number.
Call 855-993-2180. That's 855-993-2180. Again, 855-993-2180.
Come on down to the Brooklyn Cafe and enjoy our delicious 100% Arabica organic coffee. You can also tune into the Brooklyn Cafe show and have the chance to win a free bag. For more information on how to get your own bag, check us out at thebrooklyncafe.tv.
Do you enjoy watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show? Well, now you can represent your admiration with our merchandise. We have amazing t-shirts in a variety of sizes for you and your friends. Shop now at brooklyncafe.tv/shop.
Hey Kaylee, what's up?
Hey, nothing. What's up?
Nothing, just looking for music for Grandpa that I listen to while we're in the car.
What's wrong with listen to now?
Let's just say we have different tastes, you know?
Why don't you try listen to a podcast on Spotify?
Like which one?
The Broken Cafe Studio one is really good.
Okay, I'll try that one out, thanks.
It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from the Amp Media Studios, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought. You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
And we're back. Let's talk gratefulness.
Talk gratitude, abundance. I need to ask Miss Maya, how come she went from grateful and gratitude to abundance?
So, we are putting the hashtag grateful. It's going away for a while, and one of the reasons is because, and this is a good thing, it's a good thing, but it is what it is. Every time I go to events, so many people have that shirt, and the first thing they say to me is, oh my God, they last forever, I love them, I love them, I love them. So as a businesswoman, it's time to do something different so that they have a reason to come back and say, I need that shirt and I need that shirt. So grateful isn't going away, but we're changing the design, and I'm in that process right now. So abundance is because that is really where my mindset is right now, is about attracting what is it that I want in my life. I want more love. I want more freedom. I want more juiciness. I want more health. I want whatever I want. I want a lot of it. So that's kind of why
What the hell is more juiciness?
You know how you were talking about fun? What happened there? How did that happen?
Fun.
It's juiciness. That's the juiciness button.
Fun.
I'm not allowed to say that on air?
Absolutely.
I'm just trying to figure it out.
So,
Juiciness.
You know, when I go back, when you were talking about, like, what would you say to your younger self? I had so much fun in my younger days. Like,
You're still having fun.
But, I mean, I could write a book of the things that I have done. So sometimes when I look at myself now, I have to remind myself to keep creating fun, because I was like, I had a very interesting life and experiences. So I get to practice and keep doing that more now.
And have fun. I would do a shirt, hashtag hope, because that is definitely my word. Like, if you had
Hope?
to pick a word that describes you, mine would be hope. There's always hope.
Mine would be juicy.
See,
Yes.
he's always being goofy.
That's not goofy. Juicy. What's wrong with juicy?
I think of that restaurant we used to go to, Juicy.
Hashtag strength
Oh, that's good.
or resilience.
There's a lot of letters in that. Resilience.
That would be good. How about you, Burton? What would your hashtag be?
Oh, man. I like strength, actually. I was just thinking, when you were saying juiciness, I was thinking strength, actually.
Yours would be great.
The juice of life, you know?
You see, you were thinking juicy and you came up with
Yours
strength.
is osteo-strong, so strength would be the perfect hashtag for you. Like, if you ever did merch at your store,
Mm-hmm.
you should throw in the whole
We actually, our shirts that are at the front right now say power on the front.
See, that makes sense.
Power.
Power makes
Yeah.
sense for you. What about you, Mr. Melnick?
Positive direction. You know that.
positive, yeah. Okay, so here's my question. I have to go off my morning show. Positive direction. North, south, east, or west? Never eat soggy waffles? What direction?
It's all four.
It's all
All
positive.
four of them. Doesn't
He could do
matter.
like a compass. It just says positive direction. There's no never eat soggy waffles. It's just positivity.
Soggy waffles.
North, south, east, west. North,
Doesn't-
east, south, west. Never eat
It wasn't
soggy
waffles, was it?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Soggy
Good
waffles.
logo.
Yeah, my daughter
Lord.
said that the other day, and I immediately knew where it came from.
See?
The direction is forward.
Oh, I like that. Hashtag forward.
But what I like about
Nice.
the words is that it puts you in a frame of mind
Yep.
when something's going on. I got a few texts right now of people having challenges. Serious challenges. I didn't even talk to you about it yet.
I knew something's going on.
But the bottom line here is that, sometimes you need that one word to get you back on the track, get you back on the train towards making things happen. Because, life ain't easy. It's just not, no matter what age you are. And sometimes you just need that constant reminder. So
You need
for
that
me-
word.
For me, Juicy does it for me.
Which is always interesting because you always say something that's
Your
perfect
mantra.
spark for the gratitude thought of the day. So whenever you're ready, let me know.
I also saw some shirts that have blessed that they came
I have
out.
some blessed
so
ones.
That's also a good word too, because you should be thankful each day for your blessings.
Sure.
All right, so give me the grateful thought of the day.
What's that?
Your grateful thought of the day.
Grateful song of the day.
Not so.
Gratitude thought of the day.
Now, Johnny, hold on. Grateful thought
It's
of the day.
raining. You can't hear the other side of the studio.
Grateful thought of the day. Hold on, the song is coming. Hold on. Hold that thought, Johnny. Hold on. Hold it. Okay.
That was funny.
Hold it.
So I was thinking, and it was kind of like it happened as I was driving up here. Like it would reinforce what I wanted to talk about. So pay attention to the conversations that you're having. Are you talking about your oys or are you talking about your joys? For instance, I drove up from Hollywood and I left at like 11:20 and I got here about 12:15, which is not what it normally takes me. And I started thinking, I'm like, I could get in the studio and I go, oh my God, it was driving, it was raining, and the traffic was so horrible, and there was a car going in and out of traffic and weaving, and he almost hit 50 people. Or, now, if I have those conversations, that does not better my life. It does not better anybody's life. Nobody needs to hear that. It's not a life or death. It's just me complaining about something I had no control over. Or I could have a conversation like, you know what? The most miraculous thing happened. I got to the studio, and the second I got to the studio, the rain stopped. I walked in the studio, and I had 3 drops of rain on me, and that's it. My hair still looks fabulous. I didn't, get wet or ruined. And I invite you to take that on. Like, look at your life and ask yourself, where are you having conversations that are not forwarding the conversation? That you're complaining just to complain. Not like it's a life-altering situation that you really want to share with somebody, but it's just like because that's what we're trained to do. Oh, I had bad service at the restaurant, or oh, there's no gas in this. Find the things in your life that are working and focus on those, because the more we speak about those, the more we're speaking them into existence.
But let me ask you about that. I truly think that people go into this negative mindset programming, and it's not even as if they mean to, but your brain gets reprogrammed negative just as you can reprogram it positive. How can we help? Because sometimes my mom will say things, and I think she just says negative things, not because she even means them, but I think her mind is so now reprogrammed in this negative mindset post-COVID and aging, that when you actually stop her and say, did you really mean to say that? No, I didn't. So we need to reprogram into a positive mindset when that's actually what we're thinking.
For sure.
How is that part of your living in gratitude today when you send out, which I still need to sign up for those, by the way?
It is absolutely part of it. So first of all, you have to have the desire to have a shift. You have to have that desire. You have to want to. I sometimes will stop people and say, like I was having a conversation with somebody yesterday, and he was telling me all about the bad service he was getting. And I'm like, does this story have a happy ending?
No.
And he's like, no. And I'm like, well, does it forward? I mean, is it something I need to know? Like, no. Okay, so don't tell me anymore. I had to stop it. So sometimes I break a pattern and I'll say, well, what's the best thing that happened to you? Or if somebody is, I don't want this, I don't want to have a relationship like that, I never want to be in a relationship like that, or I don't want to have that kind of job. Well, tell me what you do want. Or what happened today that went well? If somebody is giving me a litany of things that went wrong, did anything go right today? So sometimes I throw that in, not that it's always appreciated or welcomed, but it also is protecting my space so that I don't have to hear a lot of, negativity. And I've had people say to me, Vismaya, tell me what you want, not what you don't want.
Well, let me ask a question, because I like to play devil's advocate. Just because Superman put on a cape doesn't mean that Superman is going to save the world. I mean, he can. So you put on the shirt says abundance, says grateful. That's just one aspect. But now you got to bring it. You walk around moping, you're going to get moped back.
Without a doubt.
So you sort of have to, it's an ingredient that helps you personify how you feel. If I go to a restaurant, I go to Poppy's, and this gentleman runs across to say that he knows you, and he's screaming it, and it happened again this weekend. It happens every weekend.
I'm going to meet you at Poppy's.
I'm living it now. I walk in, and I talk to people, and I hand out the cards. It's the same thing when we went to the movies. I mean, you live it. It's not because you wear something, it's automatic. You sort of have to bring something because the challenge
You have
is
to
still
do the
be
work.
You got it.
You have to absolutely do the work. And part of it is, like I was saying, watching the conversations I'm having. Like, I did not want to come in here and go, oh my God, the rain was horrible. And no.
Rain is wet. Water is wet. Hello.
I came in and my focus was, and it was a conscious effort. Wow, I walked in and the rain completely stopped the second I got here and allowed me to come in.
I remember one day we did the Miracle League, kids, wheelchairs and stuff. We actually did the opening day for them one year, and they gave me this shirt. And on it had the Miracle League and everything else. And I had all of the producers sign their names on the shirt. So the other day, because I went to that part of the closet where I don't wear those shirts anymore because I don't fit in them, I'm back. And I saw the shirt. And I wore it. And every kid's name is on that shirt. And what made it special was the logo on the front, but everybody that participated on that shoot. And I'll never forget that for the rest of my life. But the bottom line here is, like Johnny says, Johnny sings songs, good, bad, or indifferent. Johnny's in the house. He could put on any shirt, change it and put another shirt, change that and put another shirt.
Johnny's always positive, hence positive direction.
Is there another way?
There is, but not for you.
There are other ways, but we have to, challenges sometimes your life and your health is a question mark. I used to sell life insurance. I used to sell health insurance. I remember delivering checks to those people that I wrote and people died. And then you never saw the power of buying life insurance until you went to a funeral. Mm-hmm. And you had to deliver those checks to families that had nothing. I remember those days, and that's why I did it. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you have to just come to grips that you're gonna have to live the good side of a bad piece of news. And you're gonna have to do that because if you let bad side take over, then life will end for you really, really abruptly. Just abruptly.
But I also think it's important that when you're going through something, there's this whole thing of toxic positivity. It's okay to experience those emotions, because when bad news happens, the human reaction, you're going to be sad, you're going to cry, and that's okay. But also, we don't want to get so focused on that, and you may be so focused on those emotions for 2 days or 3 days, and then you've got to consciously shift yourself out of those and start looking for one thing to be grateful for. And the other day, my mom, it was 7 months since my mom's been gone on the 11th. And I had posted a picture of her, and somebody says to me, focusing on how long she's gone isn't gonna make you feel better. And for me, it wasn't about focusing on that she was gone. It was more about focusing on, I acknowledge that you're not here anymore. And it was a way for me to say, I miss you, I love you, I honor you, and I'm still feeling what I'm feeling. So I think we have to be very conscious not to say, I can't feel like that, I'm gonna be, I'm the gratitude gangster, I wanna be grateful, I wanna feel happy all the time. No, that's not real life.
I was gonna say, doesn't it, like, everybody's path in life is different, you know, everybody's upbringing and families and, you know, different morals and things that people learn. But I wanted to ask you guys, because you were talking about the reflection of our lives. Like, for me, I feel like in my 20s, I was immature. You know, there were things I've done that I needed to learn, and now, like, I'm still learning in my 30s. And I was gonna ask you guys, do you ever stop learning? Because life is like a learning lesson every day.
Every day.
And I want to be 20 immature every day. I don't care, because I'd rather be that than 90 old and feeble. I don't want to do that. So I'd rather be ignorant or learn new things or act silly or, you know, just have fun, because you never know when your ticket is up. Man, I don't want to be remembered as somebody that went the other way. I don't want that at all. So my parents were always fun people. Always. My brother, always fun. The wackiness in me is a reflection of who they were and what I grew up in.
You are wacky.
I'm the wackiest, but that's okay. I wear that with pride.
But we never stop learning. Aaron and his fiance, they moved to DC a year and a half ago. And they packed up their U-Haul and they were late and they never got a padlock. They're halfway through the drive and they never locked. We're like, you need a lock, you need a lock. Mom, I got this. So they get there. They move back 8 months later. They decided they're not going to take a U-Haul anymore. They're going to pay a mover. So they did. $3,000 later, they moved back. Now my daughter's moving to DC in August, and Aaron, the little brother, says, learn from my mistakes. Don't take a U-Haul. Don't pay a mover. Sell everything and ship your clothes and buy it new. He said, we walked so you can run. Trust me, learn. And now he's 28, right? Learn, because when we tried to say that, no, I need to do this. You don't understand. I got this.
Yeah.
Till you realize, you know, it's not such a good gap. But no matter how old or young you are, I think there's always a lesson to learn. So as parents, we sit back and go, okay, you got this.
But learn it without bitterness. You know, not everything we do is right. Did you see what I posted with Pitbull? First
that was
of all,
good, by the way.
I didn't even know Pitbull had that kind of philosophy in him. Pitbull wants to be the first Puerto Rican Hispanic president of the United States. You know something? Why
he
not?
might be.
But he put this thing out about if you don't fail at something, you ain't doing it right.
There was a Steve Harvey quote that gave me the last push to leave my 20-year teaching job. And it was basically, you've got to jump and you're going to get scraped and scratches and bumps along the way, and your parachute may not open the first time you jump, but there's one thing that's for sure. If you do not jump, your parachute will never open.
True.
And that was the last little thing I needed to hear to say, I'm done.
Employer-employee relationships is the only relationship on the planet that's different, because the employer wants the most he can maximize out of employee, because it's about money. But other than that, everything else you can sort of work with change on the rebound, on the go, doing gigs, doing things with JoJo up in Melbourne. Everybody says, you're going up there? Well, now it looks like we're going for Fort Lauderdale. We're going to go for Pearson and Melbourne. Why not? The more you have, the bigger the platform, the more stuff you can bring.
It was an amazing morning.
Well, you got to be able to bring it, though.
Well, I have to ask Burton, because you took a leap in buying this business.
Yeah.
You did not have to buy OsteoStrong. You could have stayed selling life insurance and health insurance and been great.
Yeah. No, I found this franchise 6 years ago. And I did not feel like it was the right time. It was not the right time. It was, I'm afraid, I had limiting beliefs that I couldn't do anything like that. And then just at one point I just said, you know what? It's never going to be the right time. So make it the right time.
I'm so happy you said that.
Make it the right time.
I wish I could record you saying that, because you know how many people have said, I want to do a show, I want to do this, I want to do it, but it ain't the right time. 19 years I've been hearing that. It's never the right time. It's the time you make it. It's the right
having
time.
a baby. Is it ever the right time?
Never the right time to buy a house. Never.
No, never the right time to buy a house unless you sell yours for really. But yeah, it is always something that you shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Mm-hmm.
But this wasn't even like buying a known, it was known as a franchise, but not known across where we are right now. So it's a unique opportunity what you did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I decided I was going to open one in my area of town. I went down to Boca to look at it, and I talked to the owners, the former owners now, and as I was leaving, they said, "Do you want to buy it?" And I said, "Well, let me think about that." And 9 months later, we have a contract in place, and I acquired the business. So I basically went from 0 business to 2 businesses on the on that franchise piece. And of course, I'm already doing everything with my insurance agency and the wealth management portion of the business. So I've got a full plate, believe me, and I can't find the time to have everything all at once. But you know what? If I didn't do it now, I didn't know when it would be the right time, and then I would be getting in the car, I'd be driving by somebody else that did my idea, and I would be kicking myself every single time I drove by when I would see people around the corner. And this is a business, too, that I know that I'm helping people in their life, in addition to the fact that, you know, like I said, I can help people with their insurance, but then they go back to their life, and I get that off of their plate so they don't have to do any of that part of it. But I can actually help improve their quality of life now, too. And so that's where I see it all coming together. And that's why I said now is the right time.
You know, it's interesting because JoJo was managing Cheers, and then he died, and the son asked her, "You've been running this place for years, do you want to buy it?" I'll never forget the day she called me. She says, "Freddie, should I buy it?" And I says, "Yeah." And look at her now, huh? She's doing all the things that she wanted to do, and she's learning. You know, she worked into problems and everything else like everybody else doing the business, but
We all learn as we go along.
she's learning. It's the same thing that I tell Karen, because I want Karen to buy into the Latin Hustle with Karen, and she can change the name and put it however she wants. But I saw what she did today when she interviewed the flower lady, and everything even felt different today because
She was really happy playing with it.
she was, and Karen sort of did her thing. I remember a year ago, Karen didn't know a mic. Well, she knew a mic from a microphone, but it was a different Karen. And here is the change right before us.
Take the leap of faith. Like when we moved in here, and we knew we had.
Now that was just crazy.
Well, we knew we had to make the studio also accessible for other people. We had different clients, different needs. We had Nadine Kirby and her son, so we put the ramps, and we had to put them. We made the bathroom accessible. We never used it. So much so that no one even knew we had accessible bathrooms.
I didn't even know that. I've been here all this time. I didn't know that was there.
Today, and I thought we did this 3 years ago because I never knew when we were going to need to use it, and now it's all put in place.
And like I had said in the interview that Elisa did of me about Latin Hustle, one thing that I've seen in this industry is never limit yourself. There's so much you can learn, and I feel like we as individuals can be our own enemy. Like we can put those blocks and stuff in our path to not progress and not succeed in life. But I think once you start believing in yourself and you have that love and you know that you're smart and you know that what you set your mind to, you could do it, you can achieve it, that just opens up doors for you because you're growing in yourself. So I really appreciate you, Freddie and Dawn, because you've learned me, or you've taught me so much, and I'm still learning, and I'm grateful for everything that I'm growing in because it's all good skills that I could use.
It's funny. Do you not do something because you're afraid that it might not succeed? Is that the fear? It's like you open up your business and you wait, and you say, now is the time.
Mm-hmm.
The hesitancy, does it come from being afraid that it's not going to work?
I don't know, people go into things different reasons.
Yeah, I was going to say, sometimes the fear is, well, if it doesn't work, then what? Like if living in gratitude today doesn't work, then I quit my teaching job, then what do I do? But then sometimes I think the reverse is true. Well, if I get so big, how do I manage that? Like, I don't know what to do. If I'm selling,
But look at the position you're in. If you fail is one thing, and if you succeed is another. I mean, I don't understand the logic on that.
But I'm answering your question. I'm not saying I understand that either, but you said, why do people sometimes, what is the fear of failure?
Right.
And I think it's because of both. Sometimes people, they don't want to try something because they're fearing that they're going to fail, and then they don't know what's next, or they're going to succeed and they don't know how to take it from where something small to huge.
It's almost always the limiting belief, you know? It's probably stems from the "you're not enough" that most people say to themselves. Oh, you're not enough. What are you not enough for? I mean, you're enough for what you're trying to do, right? There's also the fail forward. You miss all the shots that you don't take. Those are two other things, right? Fail forward. You're, like Pitbull said, like you mentioned, if you're not failing, you're not trying, right? Is that what he said specifically?
That's what he said, yeah. If you don't take a shot, you're never going to score.
Right.
But I don't want fear to hold me back either way, one way or the other. I go in the way I came out. If it doesn't work, it's the same way I went going in. And if it does work and it's huge, then that's why it's called business.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
If your business gets too big, you sell it for a lot of money.
You call Johnny.
I'm not worried about that.
I'm just saying.
I'm abundance.
Abundance. All right, we're going to have Johnny take us out with the song.
I want abundance.
What do you want? Abundance?
I want it so that I can't control it because it's too big. I want it so big that I got to bring in big.
But you have to say, claim it. You want success.
I told you, I want television. And I don't mean buy me a television. I mean, I want to be on TV. Like Chico and the Man. I want to do a talk show. I want to do some kind of show on television. That's right. And I hear the music.
Set your goals.
It's like,
Set a goal.
like that movie. It's story time. I want all that stuff. But I want to be able to do it because I want to bring everybody with me. That's what they told me is my biggest problem. There ain't a boat big enough for everybody. It's just, so you built another boat.
That's one of your biggest gifts, the two of you.
Build a bigger boat.
Bigger boat. Man, make it a non-ending, endless boat.
Hey, if Noah did it, we can do it. Right?
True that.
True that.
You just got to have faith. Just read the book. I'm telling you. Wait till you see magic happen when you read Frank's book. He's going to be joining us tomorrow. Johnny, you going to take us out?
What do you got there, Johnny?
Happy Monday, everyone.
Just like the God's feeling too big for his bed. Nothing seems to fit. Those raindrops are falling on my head. They keep falling. Says it. There's one thing I know. The blues they send to greet me won't defeat me. Won't be long till happiness steps up to greet me. Raindrops keep falling on my head. I think it just stopped. That doesn't mean my eyes will soon be turning red. Crying's not for me, 'cause I'm never gonna stop the world by complaining. 'Cause I'm free, yeah. Nothing's worrying me.
Yep, we're good.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show's over, the Broken Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day from 12 to 2. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S. will bring you more good cheer next time. You can follow the Brooklyn Cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. We'll see you next time.